Hi, I'm Matt with Happy Feet Plus. Today we're going to talk about what in the world is plantar fasciitis, what causes plantar fasciitis, and what you can do to find relief from plantar fasciitis, and also where the pain comes from. Well, plantar fasciitis is very simply an overstressing of the connective tissue that runs down the bottom of the foot. So basically between the calcaneus, or the heel bone here, and the heads of the metatarsals, or the ball of the foot, you have basically a sheet of connective tissue, and that can become overstressed over time. Let's talk about how this happens. Well, the human foot was very simply built to walk on soft ground, and since we started paving the world a few thousand years ago, it's really put a lot of stressors on our feet. If we are wearing unsupportive footwear, or if we tend to walk barefoot sometimes on hard surfaces, these can really stress the foot. What happens that actually causes that stress on the foot is fairly simple. Every time we take a step, when you are walking on hard surfaces barefoot or walking with relatively unsupportive footwear on, this long arch in the foot, called the medial arch, it's the one that runs down the inside of your foot, the big one that most people know, basically falls in one direction or the other, and as it does, it can over-elongate. And you might imagine, with taking every step, if your medial arch is over-elongating with all the thousands of steps that the average person takes during the course of a day, every time that happens, your plantar fascia, or this connective tissue, is over-elongating as well. What happens over time is that over weeks and months and years, that tissue simply becomes overworn. It might actually be inflamed slightly, and most importantly, you lose blood flow to that part of the foot. And it is the lack of support in the medial arch and the lack of blood flow into this part of the foot that causes that tissue to really become dry and brittle, and then over time you even can develop little micro tears here right in front of the heel. That is usually where the pain starts to come from. So any of you that have had plantar fasciitis in the past know that you tend to feel it at times of the day, like when you first get out of bed in the morning, when you first step out of the car after being in the car for a long time, when you first just get up out of a chair. What happens then is when we're relaxed and when we're sitting or resting, the foot has relaxed. As soon as we take a step down, the arch immediately wants to elongate again as we put our weight down on the foot, which causes this relaxed tissue to now extend and overextend. And when we start to get overextended tissue, as I said before, we can develop little micro tears, particularly right here at the attachment point of the calcaneus, right in front of the heel. And it's when we start to see those little tears show up that the pain really gets sharp and gets bad. So you may have felt this before, and if you have, there are a lot of other things that can cause this as well. I don't want to say that it's only plantar fasciitis that causes heel pain, of course, but it's a great thing to get checked out. So, what do we do about plantar fasciitis? Well, there are a few basic, easy solutions. Now, in the video so far, I've mentioned that there are two things that happen to our feet that really can cause plantar fasciitis. A, it's a lack of support through the medial arch as we're walking, and B, it's a lack of blood flow to this part of the foot. So, some easy solutions we have to those things are, first of all, wear shoes. Wear good supportive footwear all the time. And yes, this includes even wearing good supportive footwear in the house. I know some of you are going, oh, I never wear shoes inside. What is he talking about? Well, if you're coming down with plantar fasciitis, or if you have some of the warning signs of plantar fasciitis, like the start of that pain in the heel of the foot, it's a good time to start wearing good supportive shoes all the time to try to get some immediate relief from that. This shoe that I'm holding is a Birkenstock Gza Sandal. This is a great example of the support side of things. This has a wonderful medial arch here. Remember, that's the big arch that runs down the inside of your foot. And almost more importantly about these, though, other than the great shape in the arch, is the material that this shoe is made out of. This is made out of a cork and jute composite. And that creates a structure here that is very sound underfoot. So as you're walking, these are not apt to give out. This is something that's designed to really hold up for a lot of walking over the course of a long day, and these will hold up for many years with good care. Great for support through the medial arch. But if you're from the north and sandals aren't really your style, or if you need something to go in other shoes, there's a great alternative. Also made by Birkenstock is this, the Birkenstock Blue Casual Footbed. Now Birkenstock makes a few different styles of footbeds, and you can find those on our website at HappyFeet.com or in our stores here in the Tampa Bay area as well. But I wanted to draw some attention to this one because this does an excellent job of offering something that can go in a variety of footwear that gives you great long-lasting support. This has a very, very well-defined medial arch right through here. But most importantly, this is also cork-based, just like the sandal that I just displayed. So these tend to last about 2 to 3 times as long as your average foam-based insert that you might find in a drugstore or something like that. Your mass market inserts. These can last much, much longer than those. Great support for helping to rid yourself of plantar fasciitis. But if you want something that offers a little bit more cushioning, there are some nice alternatives that we offer as well. We have a nice full line of inserts from a company called Atrex. Atrex tends to make their inserts a little bit more on the softer side, but they still, most importantly, have this great medial arch support here. So you get a great combination with something like this of something that gives you a little bit of a softer ride, and particularly good for those of you that may have things like diabetes or neuropathy of the feet. Or somebody who's just on hard surfaces all the time and has really, really sore lower joints and needs the support, but also needs a little bit more cushioning. This particular insert that I'm holding is the 2200 series from Atrex, and it is made with a memory foam. So these feel absolutely wonderful under the foot. Feels like you're walking on a cloud while still offering you good support. So all of these first 3 things, the Birkenstock sandal, the Birkenstock insert, and the Atrex insert that I mentioned, are things that are wonderful for that first component of plantar fasciitis relief, and that is the support component. We have many, many other dozens of styles of inserts and shoes that are available on our website and in our stores here in the Tampa Bay area that are wonderful for support. But remember, there's a second component to this as well, and that second component is, do you remember what it was? Yes, it is increased circulation in the feet. So, we have our famous Kenko massage sandal for increased circulation. In my 11 years in the footwear industry, there is nothing that I've found that increases circulation as well in the feet and can really stimulate the bottom of the feet as well as these. They do a couple of different things. You'll notice here that they do offer absolutely wonderful medial arch support, just like the Birkenstocks. But at the same time, what really sets these apart, other than the support, is the presence of all of these little nodules throughout the bottom of the foot. Every time you take a step, these are soft latex nodules, and they move against the bottom of your foot. They basically give you a foot massage. That does a tremendous job of increasing circulation in the bottom of the feet. You get the blood flow going, and that can offer tremendous, fairly quick relief to plantar fasciitis. We can't say how quick because it really differs in everyone. Everyone's reactions differ a little bit to Kenkos, but I've seen a lot of people, including myself personally, and I've worn Kenkos for about 1.5 years now, get plantar fasciitis relief from these. It is one of the best tools that we have to combine the support with the increased circulation that you need to rid yourself of plantar fasciitis. All of the shoes and inserts that I've talked about today are available on our website at HappyFeet.com. You can also reach us and find out some more information by talking to one of our experts. You can call us at 1-800-336-6657. We're always happy to speak to you about any of your foot conditions, and we can offer dozens of solutions from many, many different companies, many different styles and colors of very supportive footwear, footwear to increase circulation, and footwear to do many other things and to meet all of your footwear needs. Thanks very much for watching.